Just imagine you're accused for something you didn't do, and because of that, your parents stopped talking to you, and your spouse left you, your children are embarrassed of you, the government came after you and threw you in prison. So basically, the world went against you. Obviously, the person would be so angry and so hurt that not want to have anything to do with the world or people. We find in this week's Torah portion where Joseph, this exactly happened to Joseph. His mother died when he was young. His brothers sold him out. He was accused of something he didn't do, and now he's sitting in prison. But something interesting happened. He had all the right to just sit there and say, you know what, I don't want to have to do it with anyone. I don't want to deal with the world. The world has hurt me so many. Life has hurt me so much. But the Torah portion tells us something very interesting. That Joseph was sitting in the courtyard and he sees two people are feeling down. So he goes over to them and says, Madua panechem roim hayoim. Why are you so sad today? Really? That's what Joseph's bothering him? Why did he say, I don't care. Whatever they're sad, it's I have my own problems. No, but he really cared about them. So they went and told him that we had a dream. And he translated the dream. And then later he told them, when you leave the prison, remind Pharaoh about me. And then Pharaoh had a dream. And they said, you know what? There's a guy in prison that knows how to translate dreams. And they brought him out. And he translated Pharaoh's dream. And then Pharaoh was so impressed and he made him the viceroy of Egypt. And then eventually his brothers came down to Egypt and we became slaves. And then we left Egypt and we got the Torah and we went to the land of Israel. But where did it all start from? This whole journey started from there was a prisoner, Yosef, that the whole system went against him, but he didn't really throw it all away. He said, Madu panechem roim hayoim, you're still worried about another person. Why is it? Because Joseph realized, like he told his brothers later on, there is a reason why I'm in this prison. There's a reason why I'm in this situation. I'm not a slave to it. God put me in this situation in order for me to make a difference in another person's life. You know what's interesting? It says also in this week's parasha that Joseph was very successful in what he did. Meaning Joseph realized that no matter what the situation in his life is, no matter what happens to him, even things that are beyond his control, he ended up in prison not because he deserved to be in prison, but because he was accused for something he didn't do. He said, I have a purpose and a mission. He didn't lose focus. And I think this is such an important message in our life. You see, we all know the things that come our way that we didn't expect, the things that you may be going through today that a year ago you didn't have to think about, or 10 years ago. And we have two attitudes. We can have attitude, oy vey of me, my life is terrible. I'm just going to think about myself and forget about everybody else. I have such a hard life. Or a person will say, no matter what comes my way, no matter what situation I may be in, I still have to fulfill my purpose and my mission in life. It may be a little different because my circumstances change, but I still have to fulfill my purpose in life. And you know what? This could be our greatest accomplishment, is in the most challenging time of our life. That could be the greatest accomplishment of our life. You see, if you look at Joseph's life, you may say, well, what's his most greatest successful moment? When he was a viceroy of Egypt. But it's not so. You could say the greatest success of his life wasn't when he was a viceroy of Egypt, when he was in the darkest place of his life, when he was in the most challenging place of life, when he was in prison, yet he still did the right thing. That's called success. So my dear friends, we have to do the same thing. No matter what situation we may be, sometimes in the darkest, most challenging moment could be the greatest accomplishments and the greatest things that we could accomplish in our life. Shabbat Shalom.